Hi, Collective. Welcome back to Love, Light, and Life Affirmed, your daily affirmations for self love and growth. Hi, you guys. Welcome back to the channel. Hi, my divine masculines. This is your weekly check in. I got to check in on you guys as usual. I hope you guys are still healing. I hope you guys are feeling strong, motivated. I hope you and your families are doing well. But I'm going to tap into your overall energy, divine masculine, and see how things are going. I'm also going to give you guys a 7-card romance and love spread, which will consist of 7 questions. And then I'll pull some messages of love, get you guys some advice, and your moonology at the end. All right. Welcome back, all of my current followers and subscribers. Thank you guys so much for being here with me. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Thank you for all your love and support from all over the world. It is greatly appreciated. All of the incoming followers and subscribers, welcome back. Glad that you found the channel. And if you want to be a part of the Soul Tribe, just make sure to hit that subscription bell and make sure to select the arrow in the drop down and select all so you don't miss any of the other messages that I post. All right, divine masculines, what is in your general energy? How are you guys feeling at this time? There's some deception. Why is there some deception, divine masculines? Why is that your general energy? Intentionally lies, wearing a mask. Who's and why? Oh, it's flipped out in the reverse. Okay. So some of you guys are going through a divorce, and there's been some deception within the connection, which is probably why you are splitting up. Okay. What else? What's this deception? You're wanting forgiveness. So, divine masculines, there was a level of deception that happened between you and your person that's causing a breakup right now. And you are wanting forgiveness. Is this you that needs forgiveness, or was this something your spouse was deceptive about? Let's see. Self-sabotage. So it's possible that you could have been dealing with someone who is very judgmental. They always like to focus on the negative aspects of the relationship. So what I'm feeling is you were dealing with someone or are dealing with someone who can be pretty bitchy, to be frank. They seemingly like to poke at you. They like to point out all of the things that you do wrong. And now that you have decided that you are tired of feeling that way, of feeling unappreciated, of always fighting, they're always trying to seemingly destroy your self-esteem in some way. It seems like you're fed up with being in this connection, and maybe this person wants your forgiveness. Let's see. Yeah, ego. Confirmation. Yeah. Again, if this is you, divine masculine, flip it. But I feel like this is the person that you have a connection with. They basically have this ego where they use fear, anxiety, limiting beliefs. They have a lot of toxic thinking patterns, and they project those onto you. So you constantly feel stressed, anxious, unable to sleep. There's just this control, manipulation, emotional manipulation for control, it seems, that this person has or has had over you for a very long time. Yeah. So you're no longer at a crossroads. You're no longer indecisive, and how it falls under, marriage in the reverse, crossroads in the reverse. Are we still in Mercury retrograde? Possibly. But you've made it your decision. You realize this is not a connection that is healthy for you. This is not what you want. So you no longer want to be in this marriage while this person wants you to keep forgiving them over and over and over again, but they keep staying in their ego. So this is a pattern, I feel. Somebody who, again, uses fear, emotional manipulation to control you, and it keeps you anxious. Their mindset is very closed. And so, again, this has caused so much tension. You're constantly in your head about it. And so you've made your final decision already. You're done with it. Okay. Yeah. You have emotionally detached. You no longer need things to work here. Confirmation. You are over it. You are not concerned about the connection working out in a certain way. You are just going with the flow. You have surrendered this. Like I said, this is why you are no longer in a Two of Swords energy. This is a Two of Swords in the reverse energy. You are detached. You've made your choice. Yep. And you are now in separation, physically, emotionally, or just energetically. You have separated yourself, and you no longer are optimistic. You can't do it anymore. You're done with this. Yeah. They seemingly took your kindness for weakness. And it's interesting because, most people think that this is something that only men do, but you'll be surprised that there are feminine energies who literally try to destroy their masculines by keeping them in this fear-based energy, in this anxious energy, by threatening them, telling them if they walk away, they won't be able to see kids. If there's kids involved, they will use any and everything as a tool. And it's very sad and unfortunate, but it is true. It is facts. And now this person wants to be vulnerable. They want to pretend to be vulnerable. I don't feel like they have any type of vulnerable energy in their body, to be honest. What else? Yeah. You're no longer keeping up appearances for this. You're tired of faking a relationship to avoid the questions from the outside or external people in your lives. You are ready to be open with your parents about it, with their parents about it, your friends. You are no longer wanting to be fake in this situation. You are just done, and you don't even need anyone's advice. I feel like this is a situation where you weren't sure if it was just you, overreacting or not seeing the situation clearly. So you would ask maybe your parents about it, but maybe your parents don't really have the greatest relationship either, even if they're still together, so it wasn't helpful. And because maybe your coworkers or friends were not really ever around when they were in this negative or egotistic energy, nobody actually saw them from that side of things. They did a very good job of hiding this part of them from the outside world. So it almost made you look like you were the crazy person, when you were bringing up their behavior because nobody ever witnessed it but you. Very emotionally manipulative. Very emotionally manipulative. Yeah. Yeah. See? There was no balance in this connection. Yeah. They were a coward. And they wanted you to feel like you were a coward. Abandonment. They didn't want you to walk away. They wanted you to stay in this energy of being afraid to leave them, to walk away from them. Yeah. They wanted you to stay stuck, but also stay in an imbalance. God, very controlling energy. Wow. Yep. And you are no longer suppressing your feelings about it. You're over it. Messages of love. What's going on here? Wow. Like I said, to think that there are not feminine energies who are egotistical and emotionally abusive and controlling. Yeah. See, they don't want you to leave. I mean, talk about the ego here. Reunion. We will always come back to each other. Really? So they don't believe you, divine masculine. They believe that this is temporary. Like I said, they don't feel like you're actually going to truly walk away from them and stay away. Wow. Whoever this is got some nerve. What else? And possibly delusional. Hope. I haven't given up on us yet. I mean, come on. Confirmation after confirmation of the delusion, of the emotional manipulation here. Yeah. See, when you detached and you showed them you weren't that coward, right? That was an unexpected outcome for them. Things didn't go as they planned. They wanted to keep you stuck under their thumb for all of eternity, it seems, allowing them to manipulate you to get what they wanted out of you. So when you detached and separated their face, they weren't literally in shock. This is why they've tried to hold on to this ego-based hope and, hopes for a reunion, because they don't believe you. This is how they saw you, divine masculine. No courage, afraid to tell the truth, afraid to do the right thing. This is how they saw you. So why would they expect you to actually walk away, detach, not keep your feelings suppressed, and ask for a divorce or a separation? This person is definitely in shock. Their ego just can't handle it. You are running, okay? You are running. You are not turning back around. You're over it. You're over it, divine masculine. What else? Wow, this person is something else. They must have used their looks in order to attract you. Yeah, while you're running, they're chasing. This is interesting. So you might have a hard time truly getting away from this person. Because while you are running, this person is still going to be chasing you because somehow they feel like there's hope for an reunion. Wow. Wow. Divine masculines, be careful with this one. You're literally going to have to put your foot down, because this one's not going to give up very easily in this situation. Yeah, at the bottom of the deck. I know this is what you want. You want your independence from this situation, for sure. I can see that. I feel like you're turning into this warrior spirit. I feel like you are tapping into your own individuality, your own spirituality. I feel like you are realizing that you have to go within and ask for guidance from the Most High, from your spirit team, from your ancestors, in order to help you in this situation, because this is not one where anyone external to you is going to be able to help you out of this, maybe except an attorney, the right attorney, I would say. Be careful with that as well if you need to go through a divorce. But I feel like you are going to truly have to tap into you in order to stand your ground with this one, because they're not going to give up very easily. And because no one truly has seen them act in this way, in their ego, working so hard to break you emotionally, to keep you under control using fear-based tactics, keeping you anxious. Nobody understands or sees that side of this person. And I feel like you as well did your part in protecting them because you didn't want other people to see them in that way when you guys were together. I feel like it was something that you were embarrassed about, so you kept it to yourself. But I feel like you no longer can. You can no longer suppress it anymore. You can no longer feel optimistic about it because you know it's not going to change. You're no longer trying to keep up appearances because you know it's fake, and you are exhausted. I feel like you are truly exhausted over it, and you are now just surrendering. But again, because you also contributed to not making this known sooner, it could be easier for this person to try to make you look like, you're overreacting, especially if nobody's ever seen this side of them besides you. Confirmation. So be mindful, divine masculine, of that. Be mindful of that, especially who you truly tell the situation to. This may be one where you might need to, not really fully involve a lot of people while you are making the decision to go through this separation or this divorce, to keep it from getting too messy. I'm sure that this other person will start to run their mouth, especially if they can't get their way, because again, they are very egotistical and like control over you. But as long as you stay out of this cowardice type of energy and step into your warrior energy and hold on to that, have a courageous heart. You might need to limit your communication. I know that may be difficult if there's kids involved, but if there are no kids involved, definitely you need to ghost the situation until it's finalized. Because this person is on another level of delusion. Wow. Mm-mm-mm. I'm sorry if this is your story, divine masculine, but I know that you will step up. I know that you now know what you need to do, and I feel like you'll make the right moves. Okay. So this is kind of just a separate love spread. Like I said, I'm just gonna go through 7 questions and pull a card for each question and see. So this could be pertaining to my divine masculines who are in connections. You could be dating somebody, or you could be single. So the question will let you know what situation you are in. All right. So first question, what's coming next in your love life? Secrets and lies. So some of you guys are in connections where there's a lot of secrets, a lot of lies. Not everything here is what it seems. Lies, omissions, or double lives could be distorting the connection. So someone could be living a double life. So be careful, divine masculine. If this is you, flip it. Maybe you are living a double life and someone doesn't know it yet. What vibration are you attracting in love right now? Holding you back. Well, that's obvious from the general spread that we just had, that there's definitely somebody trying to hold you back. They want you to abandon yourself. They want you to allow them to keep treating you as not a divine masculine. They want you to stay in that cowardice energy, which is going to keep you from shining in the way that you should. So, what's the energy of your current connection? Yeah, commitment issues. Makes sense. There's someone who could be afraid to fully commit, whether they admit it or not, right? But somebody in this connection has been broken, has been heartbroken a lot. So they have commitment issues. They have trust issues. So even if there is love there, even if there is talks about some type of, long lasting commitment, You have somebody in a connection that is afraid of this, even if they haven't told you. There's definitely a level of fear there. Okay, what energy are you bringing to your connections, Divine Masculine? Yeah, walking away. Yes, you are. So you're just confirming that first spread for me. You are done. And understand that walking away, it isn't failing. I feel like a lot of cultures, not a lot, but there are some cultures, I'll say, that make it seem as if divorce means that you failed. How you fail is not staying true to self. How you fail is keeping yourself held down, to be treated like dirt, to not receive love in the way that you deserve. That is the failure. Walking away isn't. It is about choosing yourself. When the path no longer serves you, it's time to move on. And that is such a huge lesson that people fail to learn. And that generally comes with generational curses. You know, when you see a connection and you grow up in a family where, you know, the dad is, a cheater and the mom stays, no matter how bad they feel, or the dad is treated like dirt and emotionally manipulated by the mom in the relationship, and you grow up as a kid and you see these dynamics, it makes it seem as if it's normal, and it's not. So the only way to break that cycle is to choose you, is to choose not to stay in those dynamics just because it's what your parents did. I'm sorry. Everybody has a choice, and choosing you is the right choice. Some of you guys may wonder if the connection you have is real or just a phase. Okay. Well, there's a comfortability between the two of you. So I feel like it's not a phase. I feel like you have a good connection with someone that you feel comfortable with. You guys may be different, different cultures, different in certain ways. But I feel like you guys definitely have that type of connection where you don't have to fake it. You don't have to perform. You don't have to work so hard. You can be messy, quiet, soft, strong, and you still accept each other for who you are. So, no, I feel like it is a real connection for some of you guys. All right. Let's see. Somebody wants to know if they're on the same page with their partner. Yeah. And this is somebody new that you just met. So maybe this is why you have that question. You weren't sure if they liked you in the same way that you like them. But yeah, I see chemistry there for sure between the two of you. This was maybe somebody you weren't expecting to meet. But I feel like it's definitely going to change your perspective on matters of the heart. Yeah. They are going to open you up to new things, new adventures. I feel like you're going to discover a lot about yourself in this new connection. Good for you. Good for you. Okay, so last question. Somebody needs to know if they need to lean in harder on their connection or walk away. Should you lean in harder or walk away? Lean in harder or walk away? Blocked passion. So when passion is blocked, it's usually reflecting something deeper going on. So it's time to look beneath the surface and ask what's not being expressed. So let's see if we can get some clarification. Oh, yeah, confirmation. That flew out. Fading feelings. That's why the passion is blocked. So it may be time, if you guys cannot reignite the passion, or if the feelings between the two of you are fading, it's time to figure out what's left, especially if there's no passion left. Because usually, even if feelings begin to fade or if you're mad at each other, usually the passion can still be ignited. But we have a combination here of fading feelings. So it's like, what's left? What are you holding on to? Is there still potential there? Especially if the passion is blocked because of these fading feelings. So this is, I feel like it's going to require a lot of communication between the two of you guys to figure that one out. Okay. All right. All right, Divine Masculines, let me get you your advice from the Arcanum and your moonology. What's the advice for my Divine Masculines? Oh, interesting. Wow. This doesn't even belong in here. But I feel like nothing is a coincidence, right? So I think your first advice, Divine Masculine, is whoever this is for, relax. Just find joy in the simple pleasures of just being together. So maybe this is for some of you guys who are in a connection and you are concerned about everything. Maybe you're anxious about this new connection. Well, you're being advised to relax and just enjoy it. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink this one. I don't think it's necessary to overthink this one. Well, that's cool. Like I said, I don't feel like it was a mistake, that one being in the deck. So that's for somebody. Okay. What's your overall advice? What's the overall advice for my Divine Masculines? Okay. Okay. Don't procrastinate on something. Yep. Don't stay trapped in your head. Okay. So avoiding your duties only delays the inevitable. Delegation or taking on less may ease the stress. So maybe you're taking on too much that's causing you to procrastinate because you're feeling overwhelmed for some of you guys. And don't stay trapped in your head, with negative thoughts. Relax. They're telling you the good part first. They're just confirming why they needed you to understand it's time to relax. Get out of your head with negative thoughts, okay? And if you're in a situation, you have the power to change it if you want to. But some of you guys just need to relax and enjoy your connections. Okay. Some of you, uncertainty undermines your ability to stand firm. The battle wears you down. Rest is needed. Relax. Okay. I love you, Spirit. Thank you for the confirmations here from my Divine Masculines that they truly need to relax. Mentally relax, physically relax, and relax within your new connections. If you've been anxious or worried about it, but some of you guys really just need to take a step back. Yeah. And find your inner strength. Beautiful. Yeah. See? Inner resilience empowers you to remain calm and steady, even in the face of struggle. So confirming all of this, right? Find your inner strength. It will help you to stay calm and steady. Relax. Don't overexert yourself or feel uncertain about something that you love or want to fight for. Okay? You have a way out of it. Don't overthink it. And don't procrastinate on making a choice. That's your advice. But relax. I like it. All right. Let me get you your moonology. Interesting that this romance and love card was in there. All right. What's the moonology for my Divine Masculines? Some of you guys need to step out of your comfort zone and get into your North Node. We'll most important moonology for the divine masculine at this time. Nothing will come of this situation void of course, moon. So some of you guys are in situations that nothing will come out of this. So it's time to make a decision and get out of your head about it. But I also saw this one that seemed important. Don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. Again, in that situation with your person who has a lot of ego and pride, don't let that ego and pride get in your way of making that decision you know you need to make. But let's see. Void of course, moon. What's the advice here? In a form of astrology known as horary, where an astrological chart is cast according to when the question is asked and decoded, a void of course moon means nothing will come of this matter, or the situation will bear no fruit. So this is your confirmation, divine masculine, that that situation, that marriage that you are walking away from, you are making a good decision because nothing will come of it. It will not bear any fruit. This may or may not be good news for you, depending on what you are asking. For example, if you were worried about something, whatever it is, this can be taken as a sign that there is nothing to worry about. However, if you're asking about a new project of any kind, including a relationship, it's a sign to adjust your expectations or change things so you get a different outcome. You have to trust in your highest good. Okay? Surrender to the divine. Believe that you will get what you need. Take time out, meditate, and contemplate. Because in this situation, something is diminishing here. And something better may be around the corner. All right. And then full moon in Leo. Okay, your advice. Have you been letting your pride become an obstacle? Is the question you're asking based on your ego or is it from your heart? Leo energy is all about the heart. Think of a big hearted king of the jungle, the lion. Its energy is magnificent, but when it's combined with the rush of the full moon, it can become over the top. This may have come to you because you need to end a deadlock that has developed. More love and thoughts for the greater good are the solution to this dilemma. If you've not been doing as you would be done by lately, this is the time to find a balance between your own needs and the needs of the people around you. This will help all of your relationships. Be magnificent without being plain too much. Yeah, this would be advice not only just for you, divine masculine in general, but for the person you're walking away from. They allow their ego to overtake them almost as if their ego is constantly in a full moon phase. Confirmation, constantly over the top. There is never any downtime to their ego, which is why you just couldn't take it anymore, which is why you are choosing to walk away. Yeah, and this is causing the relationship to end. It can end, friendships, relationships, any type of relationship the ego can destroy. And it's because people forget that everybody is equally as important. Yeah, self-esteem is good, but vanity is not. And this person seemed to just be kind of vain. But that's what I have for you, divine masculines. That is our message for this week. I pray that these messages were useful for you. Hopefully, my advice will help you in your situation. But until next time, you guys, bye.